Thanos Charlie has entered the chat. I don't even know why y'all here looking at me, because I'm big mad. The way y'all treated me last video, just because I got stuck on that stupid little, what's the finger trick? The 1 8 2 8 3 8 4 8, that little finger trick. It's cool though. Don't even worry about it. I forgive y'all. Alright, but anyway, a lot of y'all telling me check out MrCreepyPasta. Now I'm sorry, because I've been on a lot of Nightmare Files, Mr. Nightmare. And I think, was it one other one? I can't remember, mostly like those two, whatever. But a lot of you guys telling me, like, it's actually a lot more you guys are telling me. But MrCreepyPasta, I keep seeing like pop up in my comment section over and over and over. So we're gonna check out our first MrCreepyPasta on this channel. Now this one's called "It's My First Time Camping, But Things Don't Seem Right Out Here." Meaning you can go home, then, my guy. It's a creepypasta story time. So if you want to check out the original video, link will be in the description below. But let's go. Hopefully he had no jump scares.
2 days ago, I packed for my first camping trip.
My volume phone off.
And even though I've been a little nervous, I was also excited. Camping is in quotations because I know a lot of you won't consider staying in a cabin in the woods to be camping. I get that. But I'm a city girl. I was born in one of the largest cities in the world, and I've lived there my entire life.
I like
Most time I've spent amongst nature has been picnicking in Central Park. So to me, spending 10 days in a secluded cabin in the middle of the woods is basically camping. My boyfriend Ryder, on the other hand, has been camping his entire life.
I went once. I love it.
We met 2 years ago when he first moved to the city from the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. He grew up in the middle of the woods, so for him, city life was the big adjustment. On our first date, he told me all about his life as a piney. I was taken by his adventurous nature and self-assuredness.
Okay, I get it.
He first moved to the city for a construction job, and he misses the quiet of the woods. So I've agreed to a camping trip, so I can experience this part of his life that he loves and cherishes.
Hopefully he don't set her up.
I really love Ryder, and I want to be able to love this part of his lifestyle.
Aww.
But I have to confess that so far, things haven't been comfortable. I don't mean the bugs or the creaky old mattress, which is fine, not my favorite, but, you know, I'm not some pansy who can't handle it. There's just some aspects of this whole camping thing that are seriously unnerving me. To start, the cabin he rented is really, seriously remote. We're somewhere in the Catskills, and to be honest, I'm not even really sure exactly where. I let him navigate and drive, and I didn't pay much attention. We're about 3 hours out from Brooklyn, and that's all I know. The cabin we're staying in is studio style, with a bedroom nook, a small kitchenette, a bathroom, and living space. It's the only cabin for miles. He found it on Airbnb for a really good price. When he told me about it, he said we'd have lots of fun with all the extra privacy, and I felt excited by the
but at the same time, too much privacy is a little scary.
Yes, we did fuck outside last night, in front of the fire he built, while I laid on my back and stared at the night sky, which looked different than I had ever seen it before. I had no idea how many stars you could see with the naked eye.
Oh, you was
but
naked,
what I hadn't considered was how eerie the isolation would feel.
See, I just said that. What's more,
I barely get any signal at all. If this post goes through, it'll be because I'm standing on the left side of the front porch, holding my phone up to the sky and being granted a miracle by the cell tower gods. Did I mention there's no Wi-Fi? Ryder likes it that way. He loves the whole tiny house off the grid thing.
I ain't gonna lie,
he said he'd have more
I do
time
like
to
that.
Connect without Wi-Fi, but the truth is, he's seemed off since we arrived.
See, nope.
The first night was
Ryder gotta go.
Fine. We got here, we unpacked, he built a fire, we roasted some marshmallows and ate dinner. We enjoyed the aforementioned hanky-panky, and then we went to bed early so we could get up to hike the next day.
I love hiking.
But then, something woke us up in the middle of the night. I woke up first, and in my groggy, sleepy state, I shook Ryder awake.
Yup, good luck. Wake up.
He listened with me to what sounded like a hard scraping on the outside of the wall where the porch is. It sounded like someone was dragging a rake along the wood over and over and over again.
I hope y'all brought a gun with y'all to go camping.
Pounding in my chest. We were supposed to be completely alone out here. Why would someone be on the porch? I started wishing we had a gun or something to protect us.
Told you, clown!
I can't help but to imagine the worst, and my mind was racing. I whispered my fears to Ryder, who hushed me and got out of bed, pulled on his jeans, and crept over to the window.
Hopefully,
the second he peeked outside, the sound stopped. I was so scared I was holding my breath. Then, to my horror, Ryder opened the front door.
Why?
Before I could even make a sound to protest, he stepped outside and let the screen door slam behind
Ryder,
him.
you better get back in here, boy.
I laid in bed, clutching the blankets to my chest, staring at his silhouette illuminated by the porch light.
There's nothing out here.
He said to me.
That's his voice. My man scared the crap out of me, bro. My bad. But anyway, what I was gonna say at the beginning was I always wanted to do like far as like a cabin, because it always reminds me of Jason. I know it sounds real weird or whatever, but I always wanted to do like a cabin trip, but like with couples, like not just me and my girl, but like actually like couples, like me and my girl and like a friend and his girl, like basically friends, like as a couple cabins. That always seemed like so much freaking fun to me. I always wanted to do that. But we, like as a kid, I used to go camping, like legit camping like this with my friends a lot. But we didn't even have a cabin. We was legit intense. One time we had we rented a trailer, but it's mostly like we was only in it if it's like just in case emergency. But most of the time we was in a tent, like legit roasting marshmallows. Hella freaking fun. My bad, let me go back
I
though.
laid in bed, clutching the blankets to my chest, staring at his silhouette illuminated by the porch light.
There's nothing out here.
He said to me. Well, come back inside, I pleaded, feeling afraid to even have the door open, but Ryder
She's a good
insisted on
storyteller,
taking a look around the property. He instructed me to lock the door behind him before he strutted off the porch. I did as I was told, despite
I'm
being
going
gripped
with you.
with fear. I thought he'd be back in a minute at most.
He did.
But instead, I spent the next 20 minutes petrified, straining to listen past the sound of the crickets for any sign of him. I was too afraid to look out the
Why
window
would they got
and
left?
open the door. I know I sound like a coward, and maybe I am, but please understand, I've never experienced anything like this before in my life. Finally, after the longest
She gonna
20
hear that
minutes of my
scratching again.
life, I heard him come up the steps and rap on the door.
Please be Ryder.
It's me.
Thank you.
He said, and although it sounded like him,
It's not.
there was a strange huskiness to his voice that
It's
I didn't
not!
recognize. I opened the door and Ryder came back inside, not bothering to glance at me as he headed back to bed.
He possessed.
I locked the door and crawled in next to him.
No, wait, tell me what happened.
Did you see anything?
Obviously not.
Well, obviously you need to tell me
He
something.
sounded annoyed. What do you think it was?
Probably just the wind or something.
I laughed then because the notion was so silly. I thought he was certainly joking, but the angry look on his face at the sound of my laugh clearly told me he wasn't.
What is his problem?
You worry too fucking much, you know
Oh,
that?
excuse me.
He's never spoken like this to me before, and his words honestly shocked me. I didn't know what to say. I felt deeply wounded by his words. I understand that I might be overreacting because
No,
I
you're
don't
not.
understand the wilderness, but I didn't think I was being that paranoid. I definitely didn't think my fearful reaction would invoke anger in him. I'm sorry. I tried to apologize, but he rolled over then. Unsure what else
See,
to
that
say,
set something off in my
I
mind.
moved
Like,
down
nah,
and tried to sleep.
something wrong.
He fell asleep rather quickly. I could tell from his deep, even breathing. I tossed and turned for about an hour, my mind reeling, feeling nervous and uncomfortable. Finally, just as I was drifting off, I heard another sound. At first, I thought I was dreaming, but I snapped awake.
And
I
he
realized it was a distant sound that seemed like it was coming from the woods behind our cabin. It took me a minute to recognize it as a voice, repeating the same thing over and over again. I couldn't make out what it was saying, except I think I heard it say the word stop. What I did realize, though, what sent shivers down my spine, was the voice sounded eerily like Ryder's. It only happened about 3 times.
A dang on
and then vanished.
doppelganger.
I was absolutely paralyzed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to wake up Ryder again
Wake him
because I
up.
was, one, afraid of making him angrier,
What about
and
that?
what if he didn't believe me and thought I was just being paranoid again? And two, I was honestly really fucking afraid at this point.
Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's Ryder that's next to her. Because I was going to say that's bullcrap for him to treat her that way because he's supposed to be her protector, like, especially there. But then again, at this point, the way she's just telling the story, that don't seem like that's Ryder next to her. Like, at this point, I don't know what to do because you're in the woods. I mean, if he drove, I'm sorry, my guy, but I'm stealing these keys when you sleep and I'm getting up out of here, my guy. I send the police back to come get you. I ain't going to leave you there. I'm going home, but I'm gonna send somebody back to get you. But because at that point, it's just I don't know. And I can hear you in the woods too. Ooh, I don't know, bro. Hey, this is good. We got to watch more creepypasta now.
Honestly really fucking afraid at this point, and the thought of him going outside again filled me with anxious thoughts of harm coming to him. I decided the best thing I could do was lay awake and on guard, listening for danger, and if I heard something concrete, then I could wake Ryder. So I laid awake all night, playing Wi-Fi free games on my phone like solitaire, fighting my tired eyes.
That's boring.
At last, the stirrings of dawn began to light the edges of the curtains. I allowed myself to drift off to sleep.
Hey, you got a little light,
I woke
no?
up about 3 hours later to an empty cabin. I could see that Ryder had fixed himself a quick breakfast of toast and jam, and the remnants sat outside on the kitchen table. I pulled on my coat and boots, not bothering to change out of my plaid pajamas, and stepped out onto the porch. Ryder wasn't anywhere in sight.
Man!
But there was a small fire going and some freshly chopped wood. I figured he was out gathering more. I turned to go back inside, and that's when I saw it.
He's there.
The side of the cabin, covered in long, deep, fresh scratch marks. I don't know if I screamed or cried out, but suddenly I felt hands clutch my shoulders. I turned around ready to fight, but it was only Ryder, who came up behind me. Fuck!
Did it scare you?
No, clown!
He asked, but although his voice sounded teasing, his face was stony and
Like,
serious.
as if like he's like dead in the face?
Why didn't you wake me when you saw this?
For real.
I gestured to the scratch marks.
What?
When I tell you my stomach dropped in that moment, I am not kidding. I felt a chill go through me. I couldn't believe he was acting like the scratch marks were no big deal. It's evidence that someone or something was on our porch last night. Seriously? The scratches, Ryder?
I'm pretty sure those were there when we got
Man,
here.
bro, you are dumb.
I walked over to the wall and picked up the freshly chipping
Like,
wood
this
and
was here
pointed
last
to
night.
the shavings on the deck. I began to argue with him, but he first dismissed me, and then suddenly, that anger was back.
I just want to look.
I
Let's just
watched
go.
a chilling dark
and see
look
how he
come
react.
over his face. I've never seen him look at me or anyone that way before. His teeth clenched as he moved his
Bro,
jaw
he about to
side to
swing on
side,
you.
boring holes into me with his eyes. I shut up.
She knew her place. That's
I'm getting really sick of you trying to ruin this vacation for us. Isn't anything I do good enough for you?
See,
What?
at that point, I'd have made the scene. I'd be like, no, it's not. I'd have started the argument. That way, we would want to go home just to see how you act. But then again, if that don't work and you just make him mad, and it's not really him. Then at that point, you're kind of waking up dead, my guy. So I mean, I ain't like in her position, she is kind of screwed. I don't know what to tell this girl because you're in the middle of nowhere. So I can't just say, oh, leave, run. I don't know if she drove because I think he drove, right? So I mean, this is a good one, bro. I don't know what to do. I ain't got no solution for you.
He
This
said,
what.
totally flabbergasted. I couldn't believe he feels that way. I'm not trying to ruin anything. I'm just scared.
I want to go home.
I guess this is what I get for trying to think that I could maybe just for once enjoy something I like with you. But no, it's always got to be about what the city girl likes and wants. You are so fucking high maintenance. You know that?
Once again, he was deeply wounded by his words. They cut me to the bone.
Oh, something gonna cut you if you don't get the bottom there.
I really can't stress enough that he has never spoken to me like this before.
Because it ain't him.
He's always been sensitive and sweet. If he's had these feelings of resentment, I don't know why he's been hiding them from me until now. Please, I'm sorry. I swear it's not like that. I'm just really freaked out. Could we at least maybe ride into town for the day?
Yeah?
Town is at least a 35-minute drive from here.
I got gas
He
money.
bellowed, his face turning red with anger. I fell silent, my voice catching in my throat.
I can't take your bullshit anymore. I'm going for a fucking walk.
Let him, and
Hollered
then you
and
take the
grabbed
keys.
the axe he'd been chopping wood with before storming off down a path and into the woods. That was about 2 hours ago, and now I've been sitting here on the porch waiting for him to come back. I can't reach him by phone because not only is there no service, but he left his in the cabin. What he did take, however, are the keys to his truck.
Knew it!
I'm terrified that something could happen to him out there and I'd have no way to get help.
Man, I'd have followed him.
I'm just stranded here, utterly trapped until he returns.
Yup.
I'm racked with anxiety, I can't eat, and I feel sick. I'm writing this in hopes that someone can make sense of all of this for me. Am I overreacting to what's happened here? Am I being a bad girlfriend and ruining the trip? What could have made those scratches on the side of the
music
cabin?
do that?
They're about 1 inch in width, and there's 4 of them in a line, running down the side of the cabin. It reminds me of claw marks. And I don't think an animal would repeatedly run their claws in the same spot like that.
I would hope.
But maybe I'm wrong? I don't know a ton about bears or anything like that. Please, help if you can. I feel really scared and I don't know what to do. I'm going to sit here and just keep trying to get the page to load comments while I wait. I just hope Ryder comes back before nightfall.
Alright, look. If he says a 30-minute drive into city, right? It's still freshly morning. She said they just woke up, boom, boom. He had some breakfast on the table. I would get the walking, my guy. It's gonna be about a good 4, maybe 5 hour walk, but you can do that. That is doable. Yeah, forget that.
In about 8 hours.
Oh, it's too late. You waited till
I
now. It's
can
night.
make it up to him and make him feel better.
Oh, you bet.
I don't know what I'll do if he's still so angry.
Don't be the end. That can't be the end. It's no closure or nothing.
Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and once again I wanted to thank you for watching or listening to tonight's video. However, you managed to find it. I wanted to give a very special...
Hold on, I gotta go through the comments. Hold on, I gotta go through this comment section. I want to see some. First time camping, you say, well, make sure you know how to properly craft an anti-sea bear circle just in case of emergency. I don't even know what that is. That's not your boyfriend, that's a skin mark. And I was thinking the same thing because I'm not saying I believe in that certain type of stuff, but I don't just totally push it off. Like, neither. I don't do that. Look, did I not just say that? 35-minute drive to town, start walking. Did I not just say that, clown? Get me up out of there, bro. Facts, my guy. Facts. Facts. Go. Somebody else said facts still. Hey, look, see, I knew it's that when I watch these stories and I be doing my little commentating over it. I knew it wasn't just me, bro. I'm not the one that be thinking like this. I knew it. Somebody said facts. Is there a continuation to this story? I was hoping the same thing. I'm already thinking that Ryder is dead or something, and it's actually the creature that took his shape. I don't know. See, that's what I was thinking too. Don't get me wrong, this story is hella good, but I need some closure so freaking bad. But yo, definitely gonna have to check out more creepypasta because I ain't lying, this story was good. I like the way stories are told too. I don't know if it's first person or third person, which one I'm looking for, but basically the person was telling the story, not him narrating. I like the way he does that. That is hella freaking lit. But yo, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, guys. Amazing guys are awesome. But till next time, buddies, Charlie's out.